There are three metrics that you really should be following if you want to make sure that you are creating content that is meaningful for your audience and is pleasing to the algorithm, and also that you have optimized your profile to mean that you are generating leads at every opportunity. So let's run through what these three metrics are. Now, before I jump into them, let me kind of talk about where you can actually find these metrics, because they won't be in your Instagram insights, sadly. What you're going to need to do is potentially invest, although there are probably some free versions, to one of many different Instagram analytics tools. Now, I personally use Flick. Now, I'm not going to go down the road of giving you an affiliate code and all that sort of stuff. So go and check it out if you want to, but also there are many other products available that are very, very similar. But Flick is the one that I know and the one that I've used in the past. So the first metric you want to focus in on is reach rate. Now, reach rate is the number or the percentage of your followers that actually see your content. Now, this can be something that not necessarily you can influence directly other than produce some awesome content, but it's going to tell you how your content is being received, both by the Instagram algorithm and also by your audience. So if your reach rate is up, then a higher percentage of your audience is seeing your content on a regular basis. So you want to make sure that that is creeping up. Now, obviously there are factors outside of your control that may influence your reach rate. So for example, if there are algorithm changes and things like that behind the scenes, you're not necessarily going to be able to do much about that. But if you continue to look at it, monitor it, adjust your content, try new things, essentially find ways to keep connecting better with your audience, then you'll be able to increase that reach rate. So at least understanding where you're at and trying to improve it is really going to help in the long run. The second one we want to look at is your conversion rate. Now, your conversion rate is the number of people who land on your Instagram profile and then actually go and click that follow button. So this is giving us a good indication of how well your bio is optimized to turn those visitors into followers. And obviously we want to make that number as high as possible because we want more people to land on our page and immediately become followers. We don't want to have people just exiting our page because you've got highlights that are about your trips to Mallorca and trips to Fiji and all about your dogs and things like that, when actually we're trying to talk about our products, our services, what we do on Instagram, how we can help people, and potentially also trying to generate leads via that Instagram bio. So make sure that you're looking at conversion rate, especially when you start to make some changes. So let's say, for example, just going to pick a number out of thin air. Let's say your conversion rate at the moment is about 1%. It's pretty low. So what you're going to do is then look at your Instagram bio. You're going to look to see if your searchable name references the thing that you do and what people might be searching for. You look at the actual main body of your bio and kind of look for, am I clear about what I do on Instagram? For example, fitness tips, nutrition tips daily, or whatever it is that you talk about. Is it clear that who that I'm working with and what I do for them? Is it clear about what they can get from clicking the link in my bio? Is the call to action clear? Have I got a set of highlights that really showcase who I am, why I'm a great coach, and what I can do for people, and what people are saying about my products and services and what those products and services are? Or is it all just a mishmash of stuff that's just random thoughts that you've plonked on a page from 10 years ago and never updated? If it's the latter, then what you can do is start to update all of these different elements of your Instagram profile to make sure that you're trying to increase that conversion rate. But the fact you've been able to track that conversion rate means you can really objectively say whether those changes are making a material difference. So by making changes and tracking the data, you understand, is what I am doing having a benefit, or am I still just doing random things and hoping for the best? And we don't like that option. The third thing you want to look at is your click-through rate. Now, your click-through rate is also attached to kind of like the bio and how that's working, but more specifically is, are people clicking the link in your bio? Now, there's many reasons why people would click that link in the bio. Say, for example, you might put a notification in your feed posts that go click the link in the bio because you've got this great thing that you're giving away for free, or a webinar that you want people to sign up to, something like that. You might also do it in a story. So go click the link in my bio if you want XYZ. You might also have, and you should have, a call to action in your actual bio description. Because when we think about it, when we think about the psychology of Instagram and Instagram users, like, answer me this, right? I'm going to assume, rightly or wrongly, that if you are listening or watching this right now, is that you follow me. And if you don't, you should. And ask yourself a question like, past the first couple of weeks, how many times did you come back to my profile to specifically read what I wrote in that bio? Probably never. So when we think about that, what we want to do is say, okay, if really that bio is optimized for those first time visitors in those first couple of weeks to really find out who we are, then we want to make sure that that bio leads people through to potentially obviously following us, but also clicking that link. So if we've got a optimized bio and people are making it through, this is who I am, what I do, who I do it for, and I can solve your biggest pain point, whatever that may be, if you just click the link in this bio. That's going to get people clicking that link. And if they're clicking that link and you've set everything up correctly, you're going to send them to an email grabber. You're going to grab their email address in exchange for that free thing, and you're going to grab a lead. All of that works without you ever having to do anything on Instagram. You're not cold outreaching in the DMs, and you're not even making content. You're just optimizing your bio. And it's one of those simple things that people miss, and they never track to see if they're actually, improving. And so therefore they miss this opportunity. So we've got this call to action. We've got this link in our bio. The key thing about the metric though, is if we change it. So let's say, for example, you're running people to a calorie calculator right now. You're going to say in your bio, calculate your weight loss calories for free, and a little down emoji of some description, and people are clicking that link because they want to calculate their weight loss calories. Cool. Then you come up with an idea to say, you know what, I'm going to test a different lead magnet. What I'm going to do is create a training series of videos about how to lose your first 10 kilos, and it's going to be 5 videos of 5 minutes, and it's going to give people some really valuable information about how to get started and start losing weight in a sustainable way. Great, sounds awesome. You test it. So you make that change, and you update the link in your bio, you update the actual text in your bio, and then you start to see what happens. Now, if you're not measuring click-through rate, you can't be objective as to whether that was beneficial or not. You can't compare. So 2 weeks ago when we were running the calorie calculator, we had a click-through rate of 4%. Now it's 1%. Unless you're tracking that metric, you'll never know. So really when we're using Instagram and we're kind of optimizing all of the things around lead generation, we want to make sure we're tracking the right metrics so we can be objective about it. So hopefully you enjoyed this little video. If you did, hit that like button, or if you're listening on a podcast, make sure you give that 5-star review, and give us a little bit of a written review as well, so we can attract more cool people into our world and make this podcast and this video channel really something amazingly helpful for you.